Hello, my dear friends. I hope you all are doing good. This is Prashant Mavani, and I warmly welcome all of you to StudyIQ. Dear friends, identify the person that you can see on your screen. With this, dear friends, StudyIQ provides you pen drive and tablet courses for various different exams. If you haven't got it, I would recommend to get one, right? Because this pen drive and tablet courses are designed by, first of all, best faculties of our country, and they are in electronic format, so you can carry them wherever you go, and it's basically that you will have your classroom in your gadget, maybe tablet or maybe mobile phone. And if you want to know more about it, just check out studyiq.com. With this, dear friends, the first item that we have is pertaining to ISRO. Now I'm sure you know about this thing, that whenever we find ISRO in news, 99%, right, I think most of the time it is coming out with some good news for us, isn't it? And ISRO, remember, it is an organization of government, and generally speaking, there is most of the government organization, we know how they perform, right? When it comes to, when you compare them with private players, then we know that the government organizations are lagging quite behind. But ISRO, and there are a few other institutions, right? They are the way they are working, their work culture and everything is par excellence, and not only in India but around the world as well. Anyways, this is in news. ISRO is in news because of the launch of second lunar mission. The name is Chandrayaan-2, and the good news is that next year, that is 2018, the first quarter of 2018, anytime in next, you can say 3 months, right, we will see a good news of ISRO launching Chandrayaan-2. This is the second time India is going to go for a mission on moon. The first one was successful as well, no doubt, but this one, second one, is bit you can say different from the first one, because it's not only a sort of satellite that we are going to place in the orbit of satellite of the Earth. I have made it a bit complicated here. Let me break it down for you. See, this is our Earth and the moon, right? Moon is a natural satellite of our Earth, and what we are going to do is, ISRO is basically going to launch an artificial satellite. The Chandrayaan-1 was about artificial satellite nearby this moon, and this one, Chandrayaan-2, will have a sort of lander, or you can call it a rover as well. So here is the rough image of that rover, right, the moon lander. So this will travel on the moon, of course, in a very limited distance, right? It won't cover thousands and thousands of kilometers, not at all. It will hardly cover maybe 2 kilometers, 3 kilometers, maybe, I don't know. But the thing is, when this lander will land on this, when it will walk basically on this surface of moon, it will have some lab sort of setup in it. So it will collect different things from the moon, and this data will be sent to Earth, and it is going to do this thing for 14 days. But I must tell you that this today, the reason why we are discussing is this particular thing is because it is a curtain raiser, right? Still we don't have a clear information regarding or thorough information about it. Of course, when it will be launched or before that, we will come to know more about it. But for time being, just in case if you are going to face a prelims exam, right, MCQ type of exam, then you should know the things that we have discussed so far. So that's basically everything about this thing. Now let's see second item. Second item is a thing that is, you can say, a continuation of what we learned yesterday. I'm not going into the detail. For new students, I would request you to please check out yesterday's PIB analysis. We have talked about Maldives, isn't it? And today we have Sri Lanka, the Hambantota, in news. We talked, I told you what this string of pearls is all about. Very important thing. It is a coincidence that A day earlier we talked about this Maldives, and today we have Hambantota in news. And why Hambantota is in news? Because now this Hambantota is going to be taken over by this private companies, right, of China, and they are going to run this port for next 99 years. This is something you can say a Chinese way of colonization as well, because at that point of time this Sri Lankan government it is alleged that Chinese companies paid huge amount of bribe to the then president of Sri Lanka. Anyways, we don't have any sort of evidence for that thing, but this was alleged. Apart from that, this is something that has been officially expressed as well at many different platforms. It is not only India, but there are other countries as well. They are a bit skeptical and worried about this depth trap that is created by China, particularly when it comes to this such small countries like Sri Lanka, because you can imagine very well that there would be very handful of different products that will be produced in Sri Lanka, and then it will be sold in China. So basically exports from Sri Lanka to China will be in a very less quantity, but exports from China to Sri Lanka is going to be in a huge quantity. It is going to be a sort of tsunami, right, of products that will come, that will hit Sri Lanka, and in this way Sri Lankan domestic job creation and things like that will come to a hold. Apart from that, Sri Lanka is famous for tourism and things like that. And one more thing that I would like to add here, that's everything about this Sri Lanka, because you know other things, so I'm not going into detail. Now look at the coincidence again, right? Chinese embassy in Pakistan, it has issued a sort of you can say a warning for its citizens living in Pakistan, because most of the people, most of Chinese people, right, they are in Pakistan because they are working or directly or indirectly something to do with CPEC, that is China-Pakistan Economic Corridor. We know that it is passing from Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. India is of course not happy about this thing because it is passing from this thing. China has said that it has nothing to do with sovereignty and things like that. Anyways, now the dangerous thing or the, you can say, a venomous snake with which China is playing at present. China feels that it has all the skills of a snake charmer, but terrorism is something that has no limits. In fact, China is victim of terrorism, but then as well it has so far adopted a strategy of good terrorism and bad terrorism. But now you can see this sort of things. There is a sort of protest as well going on in Pakistan against this CPEC, because it is also believed that this is not a sort of viable business or viable project for Pakistan. Of course, it is beneficial for China because it will directly provide China with energy security. At least the oil that is produced in this part can directly come here, and from here it can be directly sent to China rather than crossing all these waters. So these are the benefits for China here. Anyways, moving on to the last and the third item, but it is not least, it is the topic of the day, you can say. Now, United Nations has rejected United States recognition of Jerusalem as Israeli capital. Dear friends, remember a couple of months ago, I think it was in PIB, yes, if I'm not wrong, it was in PIB, because you know that I do take PIB as well as the Hindu analysis. So if I'm not wrong, it was PIB, and I did ask a question that what is the name of Israeli capital. At many a time at that point of time, many of you responded with saying that Jerusalem. Remember, now this particular news item is associated with that thing. Now see, Jerusalem is a place that is important for all three Abrahamic religion, right? We are talking about Christians, Muslims, as well as Jews, right? For all of them, for all these three, you can say, Abrahamic religion, right? Jerusalem is very important, and it has been in sort of not news, but a matter of conflict for, or you can say, the heart of this issue between Palestine and Israel is Jerusalem. One is saying that it belongs to us, the other one is saying that it is belonging to us. So you know that it is a sort of never-ending situation. So what can be done about it? The best solution so far, or the solution that has been not best, but the solution or the stand taken by United Nations on this thing is that it is Israel and Palestine. They have to decide between themselves. They have to sit together and decide how they are going to divide Jerusalem, or what is going to be the future of Jerusalem. In fact, United Nations has clearly stated that it is an international city rather than belonging to any other country. Now, all the embassies of India and other countries, right, you find it in Tel Aviv, because still India has not recognized Jerusalem. And it is only yesterday when we got this news that USA has said, Mr. Trump said that Jerusalem is the capital of Israel, and he also asked its embassy people that arrangements should be made so that we can transfer this embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. And of course this is not well taken by the people of Palestine, as I told you that it has an association with religion, and the United Nations Security Council in fact has rejected this claim, or this stand of United States. And of course this rejection will set off the alarm that is going on at present, because we can see violence, the protest and violence has gone up, and violence is not limited to West Asia or just in Palestine. As I told you, it is associated with religion. So around the world, you can see Jordan, Egypt, and African country Tunisia. Then you have Asian countries as well, right? They are not happy about this stand of the people of this countries are not happy about the stand that is taken by United States. And let me show you Gaza Strip here. See, this is Gaza Strip, right? Basically Palestine is divided into two parts. So this is your Gaza Strip, and this is the proper West Bank, the main, this is Ramallah, from where things have been done, and this is Tel Aviv, from where Israel operates. And here it was a sort of, Hamas is a group that is looking after or has a control over this Gaza Strip. And yesterday there was a sort of aerial strike that was conducted by Israel, and 2 people were killed in Hamas. And later on there was a rocket that was launched from Gaza Strip towards Israel. So you can understand this is that the situation is bit dangerous over here. But that's everything. Let's see. Hopefully the United Nations taking a stand will douse this fire. But again, you never know, because this is a very, you can say, a very vulnerable area. With this, dear friends, I have 2 questions for you. Most European power reached India after crossing Red Sea, Pacific Ocean, Cape of Good Hope, or none of the above? The second one is, the greatest share of fisheries comes from deep seas, continental shelves, deep ocean trenches, or fresh water. With this, I end this discussion here. Tomorrow is Sunday, so enjoy your Sunday, dear friends. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. I will share the link of the PDF link for you guys to download the PDF of this lecture on my Facebook page. This is my Facebook page here. That's everything, and we will meet on Monday now. Till then, enjoy your weekend, enjoy your studies. Jai Hind.